This is a News 2 breaking news alert.
And that breaking news alert tonight, an eruption of gunfire, an officer down, and the latest Metro Police tell us the suspect has died at Vanderbilt.
Police also tell us the officers were trying to bring a drug suspect into custody. The shootout happened on Murfreesboro Pike, south of the city, across the street from the Metro Police headquarters. The officer's shot is not with Metro Police. The surveillance video unbelievably shows this massive exchange of gunfire, a rapid-fire shootout. We have cropped the video to protect the officers' identities. A number of agents in the silver car returned fire. We've taken steps to conceal other people in the video as well, but bullets bouncing off windshields gives you an idea of the intensity of this shootout. We have breaking team coverage of the investigation now being led by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Andy Cordan and Chelsea Beimfour are on the scene. Maya Owens is at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. First to Andy Cordan with the latest. And Andy, it's rush hour. What's the scene like tonight?
Let's go right for that, Bob. The thing that's happened that's new in the last 30 minutes, according to Don Aaron, maybe you, Michael, can show the folks, all of these pylons have been put up. What they're hoping to do is establish one lane of traffic that heads, that's north towards the city, and then they're going to try to get one lane of traffic that goes out of the city. Now, they didn't exactly tell us when, but so far we've had about a half-mile block here that's been shut down. And it's right in front of the police department. This is a very busy stretch of traffic for people that are going home on any given evening. Now, the other breaking news development is that we have learned from Don Aaron, and I believe the ATF has also confirmed this, is that it was one of their agents across the street involved in this situation. Don Aaron indicated to us is that the agent was wounded. He was at, he's now at Vanderbilt, and he actually said the ATF agent was seriously wounded. That's about as much of the condition as we could get. We were told that the suspect who was involved in that shootout you showed earlier was pronounced dead at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. They're still trying to notify next of kin. That's why they have not been able to tell us a whole lot more. The FBI is leading the investigation, but the ATF was the boots on the ground in the middle of whatever the operation was behind the Country Cafe. Metro Police made sure to emphasize their people were on the periphery, but their people did not fire shots and none of their people were injured. The THP is also out here. They are assisting. Someone had a drone in the air, and I'm told the THP CERT team might have been utilizing some of that technology to put together angles where cars were, how bullets might have traveled, and we talked to witnesses. They told us dozens and dozens of bullets appear to have been exchanged between law enforcement and the suspect. So there's a lot of investigation to do. So the breaking news here is an ATF agent seriously wounded at Vanderbilt, the suspect dead. Traffic cones being established, so at least one lane of traffic can go north and south on Murfreesboro Road. Let's send it back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Andy. News 2's Chelsea Beimfour is also live on the scene tonight.
And Chelsea, you spoke to a witness just after you arrived on the scene, and now that we've seen that dramatic surveillance video of the shootout, how did the witness describe it from right there?
Well, she described it as one of the craziest things she's ever seen and heard. She actually works over here at the Jocelyn & Son sign company, but she was on her lunch break when this all broke out. She said she was actually down the street here in front of the Marathon gas station at that stoplight at Foster Avenue. She says the light turned red, there was a truck in front of her, and then all these gunshots rang out. She said law enforcement began to swarm. She had no idea what was going on. She said she was just focused on trying to safely get back to Jocelyn & Sons. Take a listen to how she described it.
It sounded like firecrackers. Sounded like live firecrackers. Dozens, like pop, 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 pop. Like it was nuts. But you could, like I said, you couldn't see anything. I literally thought it was at the Marathon station because you could hear the emergency responders flying by, but then it would they would just stop, and I'm like, oh gosh, there must be a horrible wreck or something. But all those, like at the time, you didn't realize it was gunshots. I had no clue what was going on till I kind of circled my way back around to the back and was able to pull into the back parking lot at work. Like, my heart is still racing. It's terrifying.
Now, we talked to some of her coworkers who were inside. They say it was also terrifying and crazy, and as soon as they heard the gunshots, they just hit the floor for safety. Obviously, nobody there was hurt. The scene's still very active here several hours later. We'll continue to bring you updates on News 2. Reporting in Nashville, Chelsea Beimfour, News 2.
Thank you, Chelsea. Now, as we mentioned, both the officer and the suspect were taken to the hospital.
News 2's My Owens has been at Vanderbilt University Medical Center for hours. My, any new information on the wounded officer tonight?
Well, Bob, that is the question here tonight as several agents and law enforcement officers wait outside of the hospital here. As you said just moments ago, we were told that the ATF agent and the suspect were both taken here. We have now been told the suspect has died inside of Vanderbilt Hospital. But I want you to take a look at what we're seeing here. We've seen about a dozen ATF agents, Metro Police and Metro Fire, all here outside of Vanderbilt Hospital waiting to hear about the condition of that special agent. We have seen several Metro Police officers walking in and out of the hospital doors. Members of law enforcement have slowly been arriving more and more out here, lining up outside of the entrance to the emergency room, waiting to hear just some sort of news from inside. Now, we did hear that MNPD spokesperson Don Aaron confirming that both the suspect and the ATF agent were taken here. We have been told that ATF agent is in serious condition, but oftentimes this is what we see here. Fellow law enforcement officers, no matter which agency they're a part of, coming out here to stand outside of the hospital, just waiting to hear and waiting to see this through, as I'm sure they are hoping and praying that that ATF agent pulls through. Still a lot of unanswered questions here tonight, but we plan on staying here to bring you the latest on the condition of that officer. Reporting live outside of Vanderbilt, My Owens, News 2.
Thank you, Mai. And to find more coverage of this shooting and all of the day's breaking news,